get this question all the time. What can I do to improve my swing feel? Why am I not as swinging as I should be? It's a really great question, and in today's video, I'm going to show you a few different ideas that are really going to help you figure out what's going on with your own time feel. In fact, the last one is probably the most important of all of them, so be sure to stick around till the end of the video. Now, let's get into it, but if you're new to the channel, be sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any more important information like that in today's video. And if you haven't yet, click the link in the description to check out the completely free awesome resource library with tons of free sheet music and even lesson paths so that you can improve your playing. Well, I think you're missing out. So click the link in the description and join, again, completely free, and I think you'll really enjoy it. All right, let's dive into this video. All right, let's figure out what we can do to improve your swing feel. So first, I want you to listen to these two examples and let me know what the differences are between them. All right, here's number one. Here's number two. If I played different notes there, I'm not talking about notes here. I am concentrating on the feel, the time feel. So what was the difference there between the two examples I did? The answer is actually just the accents. I tried to maintain more or less the same timing, the same rhythmic values of the notes. But what I did was, in the first example, I actually put the accents on the beats. So like this. So I'm really exaggerating now. So to me, that's very not swinging, for lack of a better term. But watch what happens when I simply adjust so that the accents are on the offbeats, on the ands of the notes. Now, obviously, these are highly exaggerated versions, but for me, you can already just immediately hear the difference. So this is what I hear a lot of students sounding like when they solo. And it's that classic dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun da dun, where you get this huge feeling of landing on those beats every single time, and it doesn't allow the swing to come through. With a simple adjustment of adjusting it so that the accents are on the offbeats, you can really solve that whole problem, even when you're doing this exaggerated feel with the rhythm. Already such a huge difference. So what would I recommend that you do to practice this? Well, I would recommend that you sit down and you actually focus on improvisation. You don't need to think about other things as you're doing this. I want you to just focus on making sure that all of the offbeats are accented. And you can actually exaggerate it when you start off, just like I am doing right now. So that's really going to help you with your practice. And what you should be able to do is get a bit more of a refined sound. It's not always going to be so exact. You're not going to be accenting every single one like that, but it's going to really help you put that into your playing, integrate that into your lines, so that when you're improvising, you actually tend to feel those offbeats more strongly and get away from landing those on beats. That one tip is going to make a world of difference. All right, this next tip is really simple. You're probably already doing it unconsciously to some degree, but when you actually think about it, it can help you integrate this more into your playing. So what is it? Well, essentially it's going to be about where you actually start and stop your lines. So if you're constantly starting your lines on the beat, again, on the beat, it's going to really detract from your feel. So check this out. So in that example, I was really feeling my lines very much on the beats. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust so that a lot of my lines actually start on the ands of the beats. So again, it's that shift now, not just in the accents, but in your actual execution of where you play the rhythms in your lines. Now we are making that shift to the offbeats yet again. That really kind of indulges the swing. Now don't go anywhere, because I have potentially the most important of all of these tips coming right up. Just want to let you know really quick, if you are enjoying this video so far, please smash that like button. Really helps out myself and the channel. Also, don't forget to sign up for the free resource library. It takes you on an awesome learning journey. In fact, regardless of your level, I actually have it set up so you can start where you need to based on your own degree of competence at the piano and jazz piano. So again, completely free. Click the link in the description and get signed up. And finally, make sure to check out the Modern Piano Voicing Dictionary. I basically put every voicing I could think of in there, and I think it'll really help you out to make sure that you are never getting stuck playing your typical voicing that may be even sounding boring to you at this point. It's also got cluster chords and polychords and all sorts of really interesting sounds that I think you will really enjoy. Link for that is in the description. All right, let's talk about this third and final, but very essential tip to having a good swing feel. So I would really encourage you to start thinking about where you're actually hitting the notes on the beat. So a very typical thing that a lot of students do is play their swing feel as if it's an eighth note, a dotted eighth note, and then a 16th. So we get right, something like that. Commonly in jazz education, we say no, do it based on a triplet. So da 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 da. So right, something like that. But if you actually listen to some of the greats, you'll notice that their feels aren't always so simple. In fact, much of the time they might play closer to straight eighth notes, which can actually, in many cases, be more swinging, especially depending on the groove of the drummer and the bass player. So what I would highly encourage you to do is try out this exercise I'm about to show you. So I want you to literally start with complete eighth notes and then work your way slowly to that triplet feel we were just doing. And I want you to see what kind of feels right for you. You can actually try this with a play along. I'm going to do some left hand bass in, my left hand, but I encourage you to try this with a play along so that you don't have to concentrate on that, and see where it actually feels best to you. Then what I would recommend doing is taking a recording, and when you're transcribing a lick or listening to one of your favorite players, listen to where they're actually falling their lines on the beat. So we're going to start completely straight ace. Now I'm going to start moving closer to triplets. Slowly transition. Straight ace. Back to triplets. Try to do something in the middle. So this is tricky. I'm actually finding this pretty tricky right now, but being able to simply even just feel those adjustments is already going to go a long way for your sense of swing and your groove, because just being able to feel the difference is really important. I think a lot of students, they can't tell, right? They can't tell that their swing feel isn't good, and that is the issue. So practicing this is great. Another tip is you can actually record yourself in a DAW, for instance, and you can actually see, according to the grid, if you use the metronome, where your MIDI notes are falling in the grid. So you can see how well you're actually doing with this exercise. All right, that's all for today. I hope you found this video helpful. It's a really tricky thing to teach. Groove is so subjective, and it's something that you do just have to feel to some extent. But these exercises and these thoughts hopefully help you actually put something a bit more objective to what makes a swing feel good or bad, and gives you some things to actually practice to improve yours right away. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, Click that subscribe button so you don't miss any more valuable information like that of today's video. Also hit that like button, really helps me out. And don't forget to sign up for the free resource library. There's so much awesome free material in there. I think you'll really enjoy it. All right, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.